Hey everyone, welcome to this new video where I'm going to break down how I would manage my money in 2025 as a Band 6 in the NHS. Before we start, I'd like to say that I'm not a financial advisor, so anything in this video is for educational purposes only and shouldn't be taken as financial advice. Please take some time to do your own research before taking any action. So you may notice that my background has changed a little bit in the last few months, and that's because I've moved place, but also that I've been traveling in Asia in the last few weeks. Me and my partner have been to Japan and South Korea and a few other Asian countries, and what has struck the most related to this channel is really the difference in the cost of living compared to London. Just a few weeks ago, we got on an hour-and-a-half train to the beach from a main city, so I think it was Taipei. That cost about £10. And I've just done a little research in comparison. A train ticket from Clapham Junction to Brighton, which is also about an hour and a half, is about £30, and that's with a rare card. And that difference is quite crazy to me, it's triple the price. Back to a video where I'm going to break down how I would break down my money as a Band 6 in the NHS in central London if I were to start again. For the purpose of this video, we're going to assume a few things again. So Band 6 role is usually about 5 years post-uni, so that would be a senior role usually. I'm not married, I'm still renting a shared house in central London, and I just started a new Band 6 role full-time in the NHS. My tax code is standard, so 1257, and we're going to talk about what that means, so stick with us. I have an emergency fund, which is about 3 months worth of essential spendings. I have no debt, and I still enjoy life, so going out for dinner, going out with my friends, going to the gym regularly. This video is going to be quite heavy in numbers, so please feel free to pause the video if you need to. I know I would if I were in your case, so stick with me. The new pay scale for Agenda for Change were released in May 25, and a Band 6 in central London will now earn the in-French salary of £46,419 a year. Obviously that is gross. To break this down into how much we will get net monthly with this salary, the monthly gross will be £3,868.25. We then need to deduct the taxes, which usually includes our pay tax and our national insurance taxes. And to find out these numbers, we need to calculate our taxable income, which will be your monthly gross minus the tax-free allowance monthly. And for a tax code of 1257, the monthly taxable income will be £2,825.75. Meaning the pay tax monthly will be about £564 for a standard taxpayer at 20%. Your national insurance contributions are related to the category of employee you are, and as healthcare workers, we're category A employees. So that will be your taxable income at about 7%, and that comes to £197.45. Your NHS pension contributions will be related to your gross annual salary, and as a Band 6 you'll be in tier 4, which means you will contribute 9.8% of your gross salary every month. So that will be £379.09. To find out our net, we need to deduct our gross monthly salary minus all these deductions, which eventually comes to £2,727.56. And that's again if you don't have any debt or student loan to repay. I encourage you to check out your pay slips every month. It's not uncommon that a HMRC makes some mistakes about your tax code, which means that you may pay more or less taxes, which could have a huge effect on your net pay. Before we continue, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, that will help me grow as I'm still a small channel and help people who might be in the same case as you. So now we're going to break down what that would look like in terms of monthly expenses, and we're going to use a method called the 50-30-20 budget tool. That will mean 50% of your net will go towards your essential spendings, 30% of your net will go towards your wants, and 20% of your net will go towards your investments. Aiming for proportioned targets rather than amounts takes off the pressure of how much you will want to put into these categories rather than big amounts, and that will mean as your salary goes up, all these amounts will go up as well. And if these are automated, it makes it a bit easier. So if we look first at our needs category, which again is 50% of your net, that will be £1,410.38. A rent in central London is about £900 to £1,000. Bills come to about £100. And council tax, if you live with 3 other housemates, will be about £75 each. Grocery will be about £50 a week, which will be around £200 a month, for a total of between £1,275 and £1,375. This works well with 50% of the net going towards our essential spendings. For the wants category, we're aiming for 30% of our net, and that will be, as a band 6, £846.23. Compared to a band 5, that is about £300 more. I'll break this all down as band 5 as well in a different video, so go check it out if you like. In the wants category, we want to include the gym, going out with friends, going out for dinner, and any subscriptions as well. The aim here is really to avoid the lifestyle creep, which means as your salary goes up, we tend to want more expensive stuff, and therefore our spendings go up a lot more as well. By avoiding lifestyle creep, we keep our expenses or monthly expenses as low as possible, which hopefully gives us a bit of disposable income to put towards more medium-term goals or long-term goals. So with the £300 extra that we mentioned, I like to put half of it towards a more shorter goal, and that usually for me is saving up for a holiday or a short holiday. The other half I will use to enjoy, such as doing some shopping or again planning things socially. The next category is our 25% net going towards our investments. And the first thing that I would want to do is to repay any debts. As we mentioned earlier in this video, we're going to assume that we don't have any debts, and therefore 20% of your net will be £564.15. So we'll put £500 into stocks and shares ISA, into a global index and the S&P 500. The rest of the £64.15, I will put that into crypto as well and split it into Bitcoin and XRP. Again, here for me, this is non-negotiable to build wealth over time, as I want my money to work as hard as I did to get it. And I'd like to show you some numbers now that will give you an idea of what these numbers or contributions could be worth if you invest consistently over a period of 20 years or over a period of 40 years. So if we look at this compound interest calculator, with an initial investment of £500, with an interest rate of 8% annually, and that comes from the average return of the S&P 500 in the last 50 years. Over a period of 20 years, if we contribute monthly £500, we will have contributed £120,000, which could be worth £297,000. If we do the same over 40 years rather than 20 years, we will have contributed, so double the amount, £240,000, which could be worth, at an interest rate of 8%, now £1.8 million. And that is the power of compound interest. Time and consistency are going to be your best friends here. I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you can have a look at the compound interest calculator and have a little play around with your numbers to have a look at what they could be worth in future. And now I'm curious to know, if this is not how you would budget, can you let us know in the comments what other method you may use? If you found this helpful, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. And if you're band 5, you can click on this video here where I break down how we manage my money with a band 5 salary. On this note, I hope to see you in the next video.